Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It's Crystal here. I'm just here this morning because I wanted to give you two little code snippets of label propagation and LabelSpreading, which are part of sklearn semi-supervised training functions. sklearn has three semi-supervised training functions, being self-training classifier, LabelSpreading, and LabelProgogation, and I'm just going to cover two tiny little snippets. But before I do, what I want to do is, so what is this? This is LabelSpreading. We'll go over here to LabelProgogation because yesterday when I was working on this, I was looking at something. It says base label propagation. I've never seen that before. It says base class for label propagation model. So we've got LabelSpreading, base label propagation, and it says base class, but it doesn't allow you to click onto it. So let's just look and see if we can find it. They've got classes as an attribute. They don't allow you to click onto it, so that's going to make it difficult. Base label propagation. Try it. Just try base label, see what happens. So it doesn't even come up. So that's strange. It tells you to look at base label propagation. It says base class for label propagation model, and it doesn't even come up. So that's odd, because that's something that I was interested in, because I was thinking to myself, well, did they get another function? And it doesn't look like you can even look at it to see if they got another function. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and carry on with the code snippets, since we can't use the base label propagation. It looks like base label propagation is part of label propagation, but since we can't see it, we can't click onto it to look at it to see what it is. We'll just have to worry about it later. Maybe in another version of sklearn, they'll talk about base label propagation more. But what we're going to talk about in this snippet is label propagation. It's one of sklearn's semi-supervised training functions, and I got this snippet from Learn Data. And it was number 90, sklearn 87, supervised learning 65, intuition for semi-supervised learning. And so that was the YouTube video that I got the snippet on. And I'm probably going to have to do a blog post on this, because they give you information about the self-training classifier, and they give you information about label propagation and LabelSpreading. And the thing that they say about label propagation is that it works on graph theory. And I've taken just a few tiny little courses on graph theory. But that's what label propagation does. It works on graph theory. And it says the closer points have higher weights. Farther points have lower weights. And there's actually a form for the label propagation. There's a formula for that. And then you have LabelSpreading. And LabelSpreading works in the same way as label propagation, except that the weight matrix is completed differently. And so that's basically the information that they give on label propagation and label spreading. So what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about this little snippet of label propagation, because that is what they actually covered in this short video, which I'm glad it was a short video because long videos are quite time consuming. So we're going to import NumPy as NP, that's your numerical computation library, from sklearn.semisupervised. Import label propagation. That's what's going to make predictions on partly labeled data. And so in semi-supervised learning, what they do is they have some of the data is labeled, but some of the data isn't labeled. And so the data that isn't labeled, they give it a value of -1. And I think that is how the function is able to determine whether the data is unlabeled or not, because it just has a value of -1. So we define our x as a NumPy array, and we've got a bunch of values there. And then y label equals 112233 11122233. Y unlabeled is 1, -1, -1, -1, 2, -1, -1, -1, 3. And label equals label propagation dot fit x y unlabeled. YPred equals label dot predict x, and it says you print YPred and it gives you 11122233. And accuracy, that's what I put in there. The accuracy equals np.sum brackets np dot equal brackets y label comma YPred brackets over len y label. Print accuracy is 100%. So that's the little code snippet that we got on label propagation and label spreading. Since label spreading is said to be exactly the same as label propagation, except for the fact that the weight matrix is completed differently, it should be the same. So I use this code snippet on label spreading, and I just replaced label propagation with label spreading, and I got exactly the same output. So that's just a little sample of code for label propagation and label spreading. If you're not sure how to use it, then at least you're getting a tiny little snippet on how to use it. So if you're worried about semi-supervised learning. So the only comment I have to make about semi-supervised learning is that I go on the Kaggle website a lot, and the Kaggle website has never, as far as I'm aware, well, ever since I've been doing Kaggle competitions, they have not had a competition question on semi-supervised learning. So that is something that whenever you're studying machine learning, you just have to learn it, really. As you study machine learning, you will find out about semi-supervised learning. And it's a little bit difficult to find out about it because machine learning is comprised of supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And then you just have to keep studying and working to find out that there's also something called semi-supervised learning, and sklearn has 3 modules on semi-supervised learning. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a code review on this video that I watched and took notes on for semi-supervised learning. And I think I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video because I've spoken for 10 minutes already. So I would like to thank all of my subscribers for supporting my channel. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, and share. I look forward to making more videos for you in the future.